Good afternoon, family and friends. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Welcome to this live broadcast where we feel free to have fun, share knowledge, spread knowledge, seek knowledge without fear. So it is the joy of being free, the joy of freedom, freedom of expression. You are free. You are no longer living in fear of God. You are no longer living in the fear of wrath of God. You are no longer living in the fear of punishment of God, curse of God. Whatever of God they use to keep you in that cage, threatening you. If you dare to be free, God will do this, God will do that. Today you are free. So I welcome you to this live broadcast and encourage you to join me. Whatever knowledge you have, even if it does not fit what I'm saying, just drop it in the comment box. It will benefit somebody. I'm telling you, I may be the one that need it. It may be somebody else. Never you think that it doesn't matter. Never you think that your idea doesn't matter. Never you think that what you say doesn't matter or how you say it. Not everybody must accept it, and that's why I always withstand those that say, oh no, the way you put it, the way you say it. And no, if you have taken your car to a body shop, if you know how they handle that car, just to make sure they do the right thing and make that car look good, better, you will think they hate the car. But they were doing their job. So this is part of our job. It doesn't matter how you say it. It doesn't matter how you present it. Even you use the most ugly word in the world to say so far, you know what you are saying and you are saying the truth. Don't worry about their reaction. Those people, those words are meant for, will not be offended. They will accept it. It will always be the dogs, the goats, the pigs, the serpents, all those who are animals by faith. They are the ones that will always be offended at the truth. No matter how you say it, truth is the new hate speech. If you say the whole truth, the factual truth, of course, even Facebook will block you. You know that. They don't want you to say the truth. They want you to say something that pleases people, something that people like. Okay, I think, okay, you're making sense. Okay, no. If it is not the factual truth, it does not make any sense. All right. So, you're welcome. I want to speak on what I titled, Prophets Are False. Every prophet, whether it's Old Testament prophet or New Testament prophet, whether it's Catholic prophet or Pentecostal prophet, whether it's evangelical prophet or Islamic prophet, anyone that claims or says they are men of God or women of God, they are blind, they are liars, they are impostors, they are criminals. So you better run away from them to save your life, your money, and your time. Haven't you heard that time is money? That time you spend under those prophets is money. You are wasting your money there too. Okay, you say, okay, no, I stopped giving tithes and offering, but I still have to go there. You are still wasting your time, which is money. Time is money. And the most important thing is your life. You are wasting your life there. They are sowing seed that it will take time for you to uproot it later. See the seed they sown in us from childhood. You see how we are still struggling with them to date. Yeah, I'm awakened. There are still some debris, some dust from religious garbage that my parents and my religious leaders ignorantly, and the part of my parents, and knowingly in the part of my religious leaders, force on me. They dump those garbage in me. And today I am removing them. And I'm happy that at least 99.9% of them has been removed. So those 0.1%, that one is nothing, because factual truth is already there. So when the light is shining, everything will be clear. Nothing hidden. So prophets also know that the ministers of God are misguided ministers. All of them, they are misguided ministers, and they are our real enemies. When you are looking for enemies, saying you are casting out your enemies, you're closing your eyes, expecting your enemies to be from the real enemies we have among us as a people, as a community, are those misguided ministers. Why? Because they are encouraging us to bow down to a dead white man on the cross they call Jesus. They are encouraging us to bow down before a God which is a white man. You need white robe to qualify for his heaven. You need to be washed as white as snow to be qualified to heaven. Everything white, no black. And I am black. So, and you see my fellow black men and women who claim to be ministers, but they are misguided, encouraging me to serve that God, the God that does not look like me, the God that does not look like my father, the God that does not look like my ancestors, the God that does not look like my mother, the God that does not look like my siblings, the God that does not look like my people, and you want me to serve that God. Fuck that God. But remember, I'm also a God killer. I kill gods. I kill God. Any God you present, I kill that God. That's why you cannot see that God. Before you present that God, just because they sense you are coming to show them to me, they die, they disappear. You can never see that God. I'm a God killer, and I'm a proud God killer. I was prepared for this before you were conceived, for those of you that still believe in that God. So, understand this. If not for the missionaries, which I call demons, they are demons. The real demons that you need to cast out when you see them are the missionaries. The missionaries that came and destroy our African culture, our African science, and calling them demonic, calling them derogatory names, you know, making us, the deities that our ancestors have, they say it is devil, it is Satan. And you see our people, rather at the mention of that name, the name that is our own name, we run away from them. And we take their name at our baptism. When you want to dedicate your child in a church, you give your child a white man's name. But no white man dedicates his or her child with African name. So you see, there are a lot of garbage they dump on us. So if not for ministers, all these misguided ministers, we would have gotten freedom. Freedom from slavery. We haven't gotten freedom from slavery. One of the reasons is these misguided ministers you call prophets of God, you call men of God, you call priests of God, pastors of God, apostles of God, popes of God, whatever of God, imams of God, affairs of God. Because they are used to enslave us mentally everywhere. Everywhere under the sun, the ministers of God are used to enslave people mentally. When you see you are bound and you want to rise up to fight, they say, no, no, no. Leave vengeance for the Lord. God's time is the best, don't worry. And that's why politicians love them. That's why wicked men love them, because they are walking hand in hand. They are birds of a feather. They flock together. Understand that they are the real enemies you must flee from. Stop loving your enemies. And those of you that are defending those your enemies, you call men of God. You are going to them, you are bragging they are men of God, God called and God that. But when they find themselves in sex scandal or money laundering or any type of scandal, that time your brain will switch back and say, oh, they are human. They are just human. That's what he used to defend all those criminals. You call men of God. If you know they are human, then why are you going to them as men of God in the first place? If they are human just like you, they can have sex like you, they can think like you, they can steal like you, they can react like you. Here you see what Pope did last time. A woman want to shake Pope. Pope will ignore the woman. The woman draw his hand. He said, leave me alone. Oh, it's cool. Just flew out of the window. Leave me alone, this woman. What happened? That I'm a vicar of Christ doesn't mean I'm true. It's fake. So then you see how people will say, yeah, I sure that it's human. So somebody is human like you. and you are going to that person bowing, kissing that person's ring, kissing that person's feet, worshiping that person, sweeping their house for them, taking care of whatever they have, but your own thing, you are not. That's why they say you are black. Sons of Solomon chapter 1 verse 6. He says the sun that make you black. No. It's not any sun. You are black naturally. Then, but they are using you now, telling you it's the sun that make you black. No, you are naturally black. It's not any sun. They are the evil ones that make you that black, foolish, that you can't think for yourself. You are serving them, thinking you are serving God. The prophets, ministers of God, they are the ones that keep people in line of slavery and let that people have enslaved minds. Oh, they think, oh, I am a servant of God. We are serving God. We are serving God. Okay, we are serving God, right? But that servant of God have private jet. Out of part of the money I contributed, but I don't have even a good motorbike or a good bicycle. But he's living big, living large. He say, yeah, that's how God blesses people that serve him. And you keep on praying for God to bless you like him. It is easy. If you want God to bless you like that man of God you are following, start collecting his own tithe and the offering. You will see how God will be blessing you. But will he give it to you? No. He will say you crazy. Tell them it's in the Bible. It's not my word. Matthew chapter 23, 8 to 12. It is right there. All these men of God in Christ Jesus, they are the one that exalted themselves. It's not any Jesus that called them. Jesus said, you all are brethren. You all. He said, there is one master among you, which is the Christ. And there is one Father among you, which is God in heaven. You have no Father among you when you gather in the name of Jesus. When you call that man your father in the Lord, or that woman your mother in the Lord, you are damn stupid. I remember I used to call it the host of Papa. No, if the host is allowed, we never do that again. You know, I will never do that. I used to call Oyedebo to Papa. Oyedebo is still alive, but you know, I trash whatever he represents because I know they are misguided ministers. I was once a believer. I'm no longer a believer. I am a knower. I know myself. I know myself, and I use my brain. I don't let anyone think for me. Don't tell me bullshit. Those ministers, they already have a source where they get something to deceive you, which is you call the word of God, Bible, Quran, or Torah. They go there, the lies are already there. They just go and pick the ones they will use to entice you. Every week, they go there, pick it, and come and present to you. You don't know better now. You are a believer. Whatever they say you believe, then you go home and begin to pass it more down on your children. It is time you save yourself and your children. My daughter, I will never teach her about God or Jesus. Rather, I'm trashing God and Jesus before her. We are on Instagram. We can do, what's up? I send her stuff also. She know what I'm talking about. See? But I'm not forcing her. I will not say because you don't follow what I say, I will not do this. No, I'm still her father. I will do whatever a father does for her child, for her. And she know that. She listens to me more than any other person under the sun. Okay. Because it's my blood. All right? So, the prophets are the reason why many people still have that slave mentality, that enslaved minds. They cannot think outside the box. We are all pure children. We were born without any knowledge of God. We were born without any form of religion. We were born clean. Look at a newborn baby. Go and look at that newborn baby. That baby has no religion, has no God, has nothing. All the baby do is move, move, move. And any hand that comes close to the mouth, we begin to suck it. We were all born pure until religion corrupt us with God and Jesus garbage. Through our ignorant parents and the ignorant and the criminal ministers of God, they damage our minds, they damage our brain. Our parents did not know better because their own parents pass it down to them. They also pass it down to us. Now we know better. You expect somebody like me to continue with that lie? Now I know that God does not exist. There is no such thing as God Almighty. And I still laugh out loud when I hear people saying the people that said there is no God cannot prove that God does not exist. It's simple. Your life is the body of evidence. What other evidence what can God Almighty do for you? If God exists, tell me one thing God Almighty can do for you now. They say that with God, all things are possible. Why is it impossible for God to appear on screen and show himself? Why is it impossible for God to do FaceTime with you? Why is it impossible for God to do video chat with you in this time and age where we have smart technologies? Your God is still dumb, residing in a book, residing in your head, residing in your heart. Your God is too afraid. That's why, you know, if you appear, I will kill it. If your God is not afraid, let your God appear here. Let me see your God. It will be wonderful. And you will see, I will force everyone to worship that God. Whatever God you say you believe exists, you say is almighty. Some people say, I believe there is higher force. Which higher force? You believe. Okay, I respect you say you believe. I'm happy you didn't say you know. So you believe. You believe because you don't know. And blind faith makes you stupid. It doesn't make you smart. You see professors, people that said, even people that say they don't believe in God, they say they believe there is higher power. Which higher power? You believe. So you're still a believer. Believer is a believer, whether you are atheist or theist, whether you are literate or illiterate. So long you are believe, you're a believer. You are a believer. And blind faith makes you what? A stupid person. Understand that prophets and religion or prophecy. Let me use let me say about prophecy, because prophets are false. And so, in other words, the prophecy they give to you, they are lies. They are dead. They are like dead flies in the perfume. If you read a place in the Bible like Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 1, let me read it before I go to Matthew. Where is the main place I want to use to open the eyes of those who are still blind to this bullshit called religion. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 10. He said, a few dead flies in perfume make all of it stink. A few dead flies in perfume make all of it stink, and a little foolishness outweighs a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of potentials in you, but the foolishness of faith, the foolishness of God outweighs all those potentials you have in you and make you unproductive, unfruitful in reality. He said, a few dead flies in perfume that's supposed to be smelling good. When you pass, like anywhere I pass, people will say, wow, what is the name of cologne you're wearing? You smell good. And you know, I like when people say I smell good because I like things smelling good. Every day I wear cologne, I must pray. Since from my teenage age, I've been doing that. I don't like bad smelling. It turns me off. No matter how beautiful somebody is, or handsome, or good somebody look, or something look, if it smell bad, I don't hide it. I run away. A few dead flies. Prophecy is a dead fly. It will make your life stink. Why are you believing them? Prophecy is just a statement. If any man can make a statement, you can make a statement also. It has nothing to do with divinity. It has nothing to do with inspiration from God. Yesterday or before yesterday, even a week before yesterday, they have been telling us on television, on phone, that it will snow on Saturday. And yesterday morning, when I look at my phone, I didn't go outside. I said, let me look at the weather. He said it will start snowing at 12 p.m. And at 12 p.m., it started snowing. It snowed. I did not leave this place yesterday. I stayed indoor. I only ate shortbread and the Sprite. I did not go anywhere. So I said, okay, let me fast. So I'm not going to do any snow. So today when I get out there, it's already, the weather already taken, the nature and the weather already taking care of my car. I did not have to shovel any snow or clear my car, no. Boom. You see, that's how my God works. I listen to my God. This is my God. I listen to my God. Me, I am my God. Yeah, I listen to my God. Say, don't go. I'm not going. Instead of waiting for one prophecy, you tell me. Weather forecasters, they tell you it will rain tomorrow or it will not rain, and it happened. Does that make them men of God? God is man-made. The origin of God is in the mind of man. That's why no one can see it. Do you know that it were the Africans that made God invisible? Yes, because they're the one that created God. They say now people will ask, okay, where is this God? Okay, in other words, this God, let us tell them, this God is invisible. He can do all things, but he's invisible. He can do all things, but he cannot show up. That alone should teach you that God does not exist. If God exists, you will see God. Even before you were born, you know how to talk. Just as you see your parents, because they exist. Understand, my people, that prophecy, religion is a dead fly that has messed up your life. That's why you see religious people, they are stinking. When they talk, you see them stink. When they behave, you see them stink. Behaving and reasoning like animals. They are smelling, stinking like animals. The dead fly in them, the prophecy. They prophesy, I will build a house. They prophesy, I will buy a car. They prophesy, I will marry this year. And they mess up your life. You begin to stink. Some of you even begin to consider suicide because they are the real enemies. The enemies that are asking you to pray and cast out does not exist. They are the ones those that are leading you in prayers. Leading you and telling you, I decree and declare that this year God will do this, that will happen. They are your real enemies. And that's why all that enemies you have been casting out, they are still there. The ones you're imagining that is it, they are still there. But I don't have those enemies anymore. I don't go to their houses. I don't go, period. They cannot see me. If I don't go to the river, I will not be drowned. So why am I going to the river? I'm saying I'm fighting. I don't want to be drowned. When I know I will drown, I don't know how to swim. So for me to continue going to test the river, it means I'm stupid. I'm not going anywhere. I stay up in the mountain. Let the water, let the river be there. I'm not going. Rain will fall on me. It's natural. Understand that religion messes up your life. Faith in God messes up your life. The prophecies, the testimonies, the gospel they tell you that preaching to you is messing up your life. Because they are misguided. They are misguiding you. That's why it is not me that call them blind. It is there in their book. See? Right there in their book. He said they are blind. Hear what they say their God said in their Bible. He said, who is blind but my servant? Or deaf? They are deaf also, just like their God. Because a servant cannot be more than his master. Or deaf as my messenger. You say Muhammad is a messenger of God. He was deaf too. Deaf as my messenger, whom I sent. Who is blind as he who is perfect. He who is perfect. God said he must be perfect. His word is good. He said that person is blind. And blind as the Lord's servant. Are you a servant of the Lord? You are blind. That's what God said. Then in the New Testament, he said, let them alone. They are blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind leads the blind, both will fall into a ditch. So what am I doing? That's why you see, I keep telling people, wake up, wake up. I know you are blind. Wake up, open your eyes. When you are blind, it means you are sleeping. You need to wake up. Your eyes is closed. Wake up. When you wake up, your eyes open. Open your eyes and see better. When you are following those prophets, you are the blind. They are the blind leaders are leading, and both of you are ending in ditch. No matter how you think their words is working, with their God, we do this. No, at the end, both of you will end in poverty. In other words, all the hope, all the promises are in vain. You will leave this world with nothing, just as you came with nothing, and come back again with nothing. All the things you need to leave this world remains in this world. Understand that they are criminals, they are blind, they are deaf, they are imposters. Anyone that tell you God said is a liar. Run from them. Save your life, save your time, and save your money. Because when they sow that seed in you, the seed of religion, it has side effect. It's like when a doctor prescribe you all this synthetic medicine. They have side effect. Dangerous side effect. And the first side effect of religion is confusion. God is the author of confusion in the Old Testament. Then the New Testament, they want to correct it and tell you God is not author of confusion. It's a lie. God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. God in the Old Testament, Genesis chapter 11, was the author of confusion. People decided to build a city and a tower for themselves. They did not kill anyone. They did not worship any idol. They did not do any bad thing. God get jealous because he's a jealous God. In heaven, he said, let us go down and stop these people because they are unstoppable. God is the author of confusion. Anyone that has faith in God is a confused person. Whether it's the president of your country, whether it's the leader of your religion, whether it's the professor, the chancellor, or whatever position that person hold in the society, for the fact they believe in God shows you that they are stupid, they are confused human beings. They work hard to pass to get to where they are, but they believe there is God that can do all things. Where is that God that can do all things? And where was that God that can do all things before you went through what you went through to be to be where you are today? If God can do all things, God will not let you go through what you went through. But God cannot do anything because God does not exist. If you say that God exists, report me to that God. Let that God come. But for the fact you are speaking for that God, fighting for that God, it's enough proof that that God does not exist. That higher power you are afraid of, you are that higher power. Without you, God is powerless. I have been saying that people are more important than God. Have you seen any God tell you about people? No, it is people that tell you about God. Come on, this is not hard for you to get. Another side effect of religion is limiting your thinking. Remember in Mark chapter 5, verse 36, if I'm still correct, verse 36, Mark chapter 5. Bible says, when Jesus heard that, he said to the man, do not be afraid, only believe. Only believe. Don't think, only believe. The religion don't want you to think. And when you don't think, you stink. When you don't think, you will believe whatever they tell you. When you don't think, no matter your level of education, you will still believe that 1 + 1 = 1. Oh, and you say some people that believe that nonsense, they are experts in mathematics. In fact, they are living, that's why they are working at all, because they know maths. They hire them because of that. But when they go into that church or when they open their religious book, their brain got rotten instantly, and they begin to see 1 + 1 = 1. 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. That's Godima's formula. Godima's formula nonsense. Don't think, just only believe. If you don't believe, your faith will make you free. For where? Where have you seen faith make anyone whole? Nowhere. Your faith will make you stupid. That's what faith does. They want you to only believe. Don't think, don't ask questions. And another side effect of religion is hallucination. Hallucination. It builds animation in your mind. You begin to see the pictures they told you. Believe, oh yeah, Jesus was born in a manger. But the angel came and said so. And you begin to see those pictures in your head. You see that they are saying it in the church. You just sit with your empty skull. You see that they are putting everything there. All the stories. God drowned the whole mankind because of sin. His sin flowed and covered the whole earth. You believe that nonsense. Yeah, the woman was meant from the man's rib. You believe that nonsense. And those things create all the pictures in your head. You begin to see those pictures. You say, I know what I believe. Yeah, I experience it. Yeah, I experience it. It's called hallucination. You see the prophet Emeka, he said that Jesus came to him and made him rich. I say, you don't know who came to you. Jesus never existed. You don't know. And that's our problem. Africans who are ministers of God in Christianity or Islam, they don't know who called them. It is our ancestors calling you, but you think it is Jesus. Let me use it this way. His ancestor appeared to him. He says Jesus. But it's not. He was just having hallucination. Not that he didn't see what he said he saw. He said that. But it's not real. It's not real because all of us cannot see what is real. All of us can see it. If one person can see Jesus, all of us can see Jesus. But if it's only few people that can see Jesus, all of us cannot see Jesus, it's a big lie. All right? So my people, religion makes you hallucinating. You know, you begin to see pictures, things that you think is real, but it's not real. You can't grasp them. You can't handle them, although you saw them in vision, in revelation. Can't you see? Everything about God, heaven, Jesus, all of them, they end up in vision, revelation, dream. That's it, trance. Never in reality. And you see how people are suffering. Then the next thing, the next thing that, you know, that one is even the core one, which is fear. The side effect of religion, fear. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. It's a lie. The fear of God is the beginning of bondage. Everyone that fears God is living in bondage. Everyone. Fear of unknown. You don't know what to, and that's why, okay, I will pay tithe to the see if I don't pay tithe. Curse of God will come upon my finances. Things will not work for me, so I must pay tithe. And when they see people like us telling them, no, they are robbing you, they say, stop it, leave us alone. Mind your faith. I don't have faith. You are giving because you have faith. And that is the price you pay for not having knowledge. When you are giving tithes and offering the church, donations, all those things you are giving, you say you are giving to God or in the name of God. That is the price you are paying for your ignorance. Yes, because you are ignorant. If you know the truth, you know that no God needs your money. If God exists and you believe God created you, how can the God who created you need money from you to function? Think. They make you live in fear. They say, believe in Jesus or you perish in hell. For God so loved the world that whoever is believe in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. This is the condemnation. He who did not believe in the Son is already condemned. Fuck that Son. Fuck that God. I condemn them. Because any tongue that rises against me, I condemn them. I am God, God of all gods. Yes, the God of your gods, that's me. God cannot do shit. I'm no longer living in fear. Many of you are living in fear, and that's why I'm calling you. Will you allow all these prophets to rob you again from this January to December of 2020? Are you going to allow the same shit to continue? 2019, all their prophecies, all their prayers never worked for you. You have to walk. You are the one that work out everything you have. They tell you the salvation of God is free. Then they ask you again to work out your own salvation. This confusion. If God has saved me, what am I working for again? You tell me my father bought me a car and you are asking me to work to pay for that car. What type of nonsense is that? My father gave me a car, a new brand car, and you asking me to work to buy a used car. I have a new brand, a new car from my father. Why am I buying a used car? For what? I hate religion, man. I really hate religion, man. Understand this, that no prophet of God, as we speak and under this sun, can demonstrate their faith in God outside their coven, outside their den of thieves, outside their box. Their God have power only among them, but not outside them. They cannot go to hospital to heal the sick. They cannot go to mortuaries to raise the dead. But the bride, they can do that. No. You have to take the dead. It's not the dead. No man can, no God, no man can raise the dead. Once somebody is dead, that person is dead. There's no such thing as resurrection. No way. You cannot resurrect a dead person. You can bring back somebody that is in coma, somebody that have not died, but somebody that confirmed dead. You can never. No God can do that. Unless they put you to sleep and pretend you are dead. Then they say they pray, they shake. You remember the one they paid to form dead? And they died in the coffin. Trying to impress what? If Jesus, if there is power in Jesus, if there is power in God, you won't even need to have a church or a place of gathering. You'll be going about as they said Jesus did in Acts chapter 10 verse 38. He said he went about doing good. This Jesus you say you believe in, did Jesus build any worship place, center? Jesus never did that. All these prophets in Christ who said they are men of God in Christ, why are they not following after Jesus Christ as Jesus Christ said? God anointed Jesus. He went about doing good, not went about building castles, building cathedrals, building dome, or building any place of worship. No, he went about doing good. And that's why all these prophets are false, including the ones Jesus sent. Because when you read, I think Matthew chapter 23, Jesus said, I will send prophets, scribes, and the wise men, right? And verse 2, chapter 24, verse 11, he said that false prophets will rise and deceive many. Instead, the same thing. Now, Hebrew chapter 1 and 2 shows you that there is no true prophet at all. If Hebrew chapter 1 and 2 is true. Hear what he said. He said, in the olden days, God spoke to our fathers, that's their Jewish ancestors, through the prophets. But in these last days, he has spoken with his son. I mean, through his son. In other words, there's no need for prophets. There's no need for scribes. Because God has spoken through his son. That's the last word. And the Son of God said to his disciples, you are just like me. As my Father sent me, so send I you. You get that? He did not send them as prophets. No, he sent them as his disciples. He did not call them prophets. All right? So, now, and he sent them to do what? Preach the gospel. And perform signs to confirm that he sent them. Where is the works that Jesus said they will do? And he said they will do greater works because he left. Are they doing the works? No. So waiting to see if they will do greater works is waste of time. They cannot, because Jesus never existed. They put those stories in the Bible. But when you read your Bible, you find that even in the same Hebrew, I think chapter 7, he said that God will write his laws in the heart of his children. Why are you still having Torah? Why are you still having Bible? Why are you still having Quran? If you are of God, God, you say is a spirit. He's supposed to be. And when you say God is a spirit, why is your God he? You say he is God. In him I believe. But you say it's a spirit. It's a spirit, he or she. Why is your spirit always he, no she? And that's why you believe that a he spirit gave back to you. Why you can see that it takes a man and a woman to give back to you, not any God. I am born of God. Fuck that God. We are not born of any God. I was born of a man and a woman. I was not born of any man alone. I was not born of any woman alone. I was born of a man and a woman, right and the left. That's why gay is bad, no matter it's not natural. You say you should leave people to live as they were, you know, there's nobody, they didn't choose it. Okay, the same should apply to criminals. Everybody should be doing whatever they want because that's how they were born. You won't accept that one. You say, no, no, it's the same thing. No prophet of God can demonstrate the power of that God they believe in reality. Remember the prophet in Ibadan? He went, he was anointed. He has been performing in his church. Now he wants to go and demonstrate that power in Ibadan Zoom with lion. He believed what he read in the Bible. He believed the angels of God is with him. Now he's greater than the Old Testament prophets because Jesus also have died and gave him all power. So he went. People walking there say, Mr. Man, don't go. This is lion. The man says, shut up. I know the God I serve. Anyone that tell you they know the God that serve, they are lying. And if they continue saying it, they are liars. You don't know the God you serve. You only believe the God you serve, but you don't know that God. He went there. Lion used him as breakfast. Lion thanked their God. Whatever God those lions were worshiping, they say, oh, this Sunday morning is good. Sunday, yeah. Son, I think the animals worship the sun. So they say, son, thank you. They ate him raw. God was not there. Jesus was not there. Angel was not there. God of Daniel was not there. God of Israel was not there. God of Christianity was not there. Whatever name they believe there is power in it because of the nonsense they read in the Bible, that God did not show up. And that's how that guy died. He would have been still alive today if not for faith in God. Faith in God has killed many people. Apart from weapon of mass destruction, that's the nuclear weapon, the worst weapon that are still killing people every day is faith in God. God you have not seen or you can see. You believe that God exists, is destroying many lives. In closing, let me read Matthew chapter 24. Matthew 24. Verse 11. He said, then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. Every prophet is false. Prophets are false. That's what I title it. Prophets are false. Many prophets, many false prophets. Every prophet is false. Everyone. Don't tell me if there is false prophet, that shows there's a good one. No, there's no true prophet anywhere because the God they represent does not exist. They are false. Those prophets have not seen the God they are claiming to represent. So they are false. Has any prophet seen God? No. So they are false. Many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. They are deceiving many because people that know refuse to teach. People that know are afraid. But I'm happy for new technology, for internet, for all this social media that anyone can use. You can be in your toilet and be talking the truth. So don't shut up your mouth when you know the truth. Keep declaring it so that these many prophets will no longer be deceiving many. Because I tell you, whatever is in the Bible is a lie. They are deceiving many before. Not anymore. Rather, we are snatching many from their jaws. We are snatching many from their dungeon. We are snatching many from their coven. I'm happy. Oh, when after the December, like this January, I'm happy. I say, of course, there must be new people saying, I no longer believe in that God, because some of them have suffered humiliation in their villages. Some of them suffered a lot in their villages that made them to begin to consider what they had from people like me on social media. They begin to consider, I think that guy is true, yeah. If there is God, why is my parents not respecting me because I don't have money? I thought they're supposed to, of course. You know, the money everyone worship today is God. You don't have money, you are nothing. Your parents will use old plates to give you food. That's your brother who made money or who travel around, but they will use special plates to serve you. And they will sit close to you and say, you like it, right? Okay, is there any other thing you need? But you, they just push the like dog. They push you straight. Your food is in the kitchen. And I hate that. I don't want people to treat me special among others. Treat all of us the same way you treat me, period. Because I'm outspoken. I will always say that, I say, no, you don't do this. Because I don't respect people based on their position or what they have. I don't care. Even when I was a Christian, I was pastoring a church in Ufuma. This man is a well-known man in Ufuma. So when he comes in, everybody stand up. I refuse to stand up. Somebody said, oh, I said, me, come on, you don't know me. I don't do that shit. If I don't stand up when other people come in, why should I stand up when he comes in? Why? And that's why you see all this evil happening in the world. Say many false prophets will rise and deceive. And he said, then if anyone says to you, look, here is the Christ, or there, do not believe it. Why are you believing all these prophets that are telling you they are preaching Jesus? Jesus is there. He said, this is what they said Jesus said in the Bible. If they tell you Christ is there, he said, do not believe it. Do not say, well, then why are you believing it? Can't you see you are stupid for believing them? Jesus said, don't believe it. You are believing it. And you say, I should leave you to believe what you believe. No, I will not leave you. You are a goat. Why are you supposed to be human? I'm calling you back to become human. He said, for false Christ and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders to deceive. You don't need great signs and wonders. All you need is science. Period. We don't need signs and wonders. What have signs and wonders done for your village people? Tell me. Nothing. We don't need signs and wonders. Stop being moved by all this one saying the miracles and being is the proof. No, you don't need those miracles. You don't need those signs and wonders. You need science. If those miracles, signs and wonders are real, there will be no hospitals anywhere in this world. You need science. The reason why we are communicating today, although I'm in America and you are in other parts of the world, we can communicate today, is science. It's not signs and wonders. It's not miracles in the name of God or in the name of Jesus. This guy is funny. He said, if possible, even the elect, which is also a lie, there is no such thing as the elect. Nobody is an elect. No God chooses anyone. It is racism. Because Bible is a book of law. He says, see, I've told you beforehand. Therefore, if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go out. Or look, he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. Right? This is simple. And you see many of our people worshiping Bible, yet they don't know what is in the Bible. Bible is a book of lies. Since you believe in a lie, can't you believe what the lie says? Say, don't believe those people that tell you God is there. He's in the desert. He's in the tent meeting. He's in the mountain. He's in the camp. He's in the Shiloh. He's in the doom. And you believe in them. But the one you say is the cornerstone of your life. Say, don't believe them. Jesus is the foundation of my life. He said, don't believe them. Then why are you believing them? Prophets are false, but you are true. Let no one deceive you anymore. No prophet will thrive wherever I am concerned. No prophet can come and thrive where I am. If there is any prophet that said they are real, tell them to come. I am here, and you know I will trash them. You already know that. But if they are stubborn, I am more stubborn than them. Let them come. I will use their book to trash them. One question, they will run away. Because I used to be like them. Yesterday, my brother, I was talking about how those prophets are robbing. My brother said, but you used to be one of them. I said, no. I was never in ministry because of money. If I was in ministry because of money, at least that I'm living in America, it's enough ground for me to make more money now. In the name of God or Jesus. Our people, especially in Africa, will listen to me. When they see my poster, say he's coming from America. They are coming to tap the anointing so that God will open the door for them or their loved ones to travel to America. Because they say the anointing you respect is the anointing you attract. That they are liars. You know, there's nothing like anointing. It does not exist. We are here to help one another. Let us stop our people going to those prophets, attacking those prophets. He said you want to, he will give them more members. No, open the eyes of the people. Tell people the truth. Use the Bible if you know the Bible. Use Quran if you know Quran. Use Torah if you know Torah. Use whatever tools you know how to use and use it to open the eyes of people. Naturally, they will stop going to church. I'm happy when I see some people said, I don't go to church anymore. Oh. Listen, my people. Nature is our source. Not any God in heaven. Not any God in you. Not any God in your head. Nature is our source. We are part of the universe. You have your brain. You are connected to the universe. That's why when you close your eyes, you can see a lot of things. You can imagine a lot of things. Even their book said that which we imagine to do when we agree together, say nothing will stop us. No one will stop us. But we think weapons can stop us. We think devil can stop us. We think God can stop us because they corrupted our mind. We are setting ourselves free. The first step towards your freedom is knowing yourself, the knowledge of self. Knowledge is the greatest, not faith. No more and have no more faith. No more and have no more fear. Remember, those prophets, they are false. Run away from them to save your life, your time, and money. Peace.